Hi guys, good morning. Let me tell you a funny story about a neighbor's kid who he studies in class 7 in a local government school. Not government school, but West Bengal board. The syllabus is the West Bengal board government's syllabus. Now, I was always under the impression that people who study in ISC boards and CBSE boards, their knowledge of Indian history is next to zero. But I've noticed that West Bengal board kids know a little more about Indian history. So today he was saying that tomorrow or day after tomorrow he has his history exam, and I immediately got curious and asked, "What history will you have to write in your answer paper? What's the syllabus for the day?" He's in class 7 or 8, I don't remember, 7 or 8, and he's not going to study arts after 10 because he's pretty good at maths and biology. So he says he's being taught the independence struggle and stuff. And I said, "What? Already? In class 7? When will you learn the ancient Indian stuff?" He said, we are done with that. In class 6 or 7, whatever the previous class he was in. So by class 6 and 7, his ancient Indian history has been taught. Now from class 7 or 8 up till 10, he's only going to be fed and fed. Where was Gandhi on this day? Where was Gandhi sleeping on this day? Where was Gandhi pooping on that day? And that's going to extract all the interest in India and history and India out of his soul. And he's going to study science, and he's going to come out of class 12 and say that we only need economics. Why do we need an Indian culture? All this is jingoism and nationalism. Because he's going to have the same amount of history knowledge as I did a few years back, or as Prakhar Gupta's history knowledge is. So understand this. Okay, then I asked him, I showed him this flag, and I asked him, "Tell me what's the connection between this flag and Chandragupta Maurya?" And he says, "There's no connection." I said, "Who does this chakra belong to?" He says, "Ashoka." And I asked, "What's the relation between Ashoka and Chandragupta Maurya?" He says, "Ashoka is Chandragupta Maurya's grandfather." So I jokingly tell him, "Get out of my house." And he says, okay, no. Ashoka is Chandragupta Maurya's great-grandfather. So that's the history knowledge he has so far. And now he's going to study what great things Gandhi did. And he's going to stop studying history after class 10. That's the state of the situation now. And if someone talks about it, it's going to be called saffronization of education. Well, I have come up with a great counter for the accusation that you are saffronizing education. In Bengali, it's called Shikhar Goiriki Koron, because goirik is a color saffron. So, well, respond to them by saying the education system has been reddened a lot. We have a red education system, and if it turns into a little saffron, what's the problem? It's not going to turn entirely saffron. So far, there has been absolutely almost zero steps to saffronize it. But we have a colored education system. It's not like a God-gifted, universally accepted, objective, truth-oriented education system. We have a red education system, and we want a slightly saffron education system. If this is a saffronized education at all, I would argue this is the truth of your country. And instead of teaching that insanely boring stuff about where Gandhi was on this day and this day and this day, oh my God, that's the most frustrating part in my high school education life, and I studied arts, so I had to study that nonsense up till class 12. Gandhi. So maybe we can saffronize it a little.